Hi everyone, this is Margaret Manning with 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. My guest today is Denise McAdam. Denise, for the last 30 years, has been one of the best-known hairdressers in the UK. She has worked her McAdam magic on style icons and royalty all around the world. And I'm just so thrilled to have you here today, Denise. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. It's exciting.
You know, Denise, in this introduction to you, I was going to say all these incredible things, but I mean, your career has been amazing. I mean, the list of people that have entrusted their hair to you, and that's a big step, is remarkable.
Yeah, and it's very kind that you say 30 years because it's actually sort of 40 years now.
Wow.
I suppose it's about 36 years since finishing my apprenticeship. But it is nearly 40 years ago. In fact, it'll be 39 years ago that my first client was actually Grace Kelly.
Wow.
So it was a long time ago.
Well, the thing is, you have actually been
groundbreaking. I was quite young.
I'm sorry, I have a bit of a gap. Sorry. No, I was just going to say you've been doing this for so many years and you've been groundbreaking in that I think you were the first real woman who was a celebrity and royal makeup hairdresser. I mean, you were like breaking ground from the very beginning of your career. And I think you were quite young, about 20 years old when you got started.
Yeah, absolutely. And for women, actually, it was quite groundbreaking because I was probably one of the first women to appear in an advert on TV for a leading hair product. Because up till then, it had always been models or maybe an actress. So yeah, it was quite, and also to have a salon on my own in right in the heart of Mayfair.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, quite a lot of things where, and in a team of session hairdressers, I was the only girl. And in fact, when they sent me out to jobs with Snowdon and Lichfield at the very beginning, they put me as Dennis because they said, what the agent said, don't worry, they'll expect Dennis, but when you get there and they see you're a girl, it'll be too late to send you back.
That is incredible.
Right? Because in those days, they would not have a girl.
That is fascinating.
So
well, look, 60 and Me community is all about women who are breaking, aging stereotypes, and you are the perfect person to help us with this question about hair. So, Denise, I'm going to ask you some questions that the community has raised about one thing that seems to be on everybody's mind these days as you get towards your 50s and 60s, and that is graying hair. What do we do with gray hair? Do we just make the decision to go gray? I mean, most of us are gray by the time we're 60. Do we make the decision to go gray? Or, what are the questions that you would ask yourself from your perspective as an expert?
It's going gray. It's kind of, going gray gracefully or going gray disgracefully, which way you want to put it. I am not a colorist, but I did training color. So I do advise and give my expertise, and I would hand over to a colorist to create this decision. But I think going grey is something that you would think about when your hair is possibly 50% white. Mm-hmm. Then you could start to think about it. And if you're getting a fabulous white flash at the front, and the hairdresser can see that coming in, that's a time to think, okay, I've been doing highlights for a while. Let's just go for it and let's see what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Colouring your hair is very, very expensive. And if you've got this stunning silver locks underneath, why go to that expense? But the one thing that's vital if you decide to go grey is you need to have a great haircut to complement that because it needs shape and style. You don't want to look like a kind of bobbly head.
So a lot of people complain that, when you show pictures of women with gray hair, because it's quite trendy now, even young people are, dyeing their hair gray. They say, well, it would be wonderful if my hair looked like that, but I've got this kind of salt and pepper that isn't very attractive. So would you say that when you get to that point, you might dye your hair gray? I mean, is that an option?
I don't think I'd be dyeing my hair gray. But there's a lot of things that you could put more silver into the hair. Mm-hmm. Right, maybe you could start making the highlights a little bit more silvery. Depends a lot on your skin tone. It depends a lot on what your base color was originally. Because if you're a redhead, you tend to go grey beautifully. If you're somebody that was very, very dark hair, you will get that salt and pepper look. So then you'll need some assistance from the hairdresser, low lighting, highlighting, and shading it into it. So the day that you actually go el natural, it does look stunning and you've had this nice process. Mm-hmm. The one thing you must remember is grey is an illusion. There's not such a thing as actual grey hair. The hair is white. pure white. And the illusion of grey is when you get the white and the dark base color together. But the other thing is your skin tone is changing. So this gorgeous, say you were a dark brunette or an Irish, Colleen with this beautiful black hair, or Spanish, or, whereas the Danish, the Swedes are lovely and blonde, and they can go grey much much better, in fact, or a fair haired English girl or something. If you're that dark, it's Hispanic hair, it does go salt and peppery, because you've got the pure white versus the dark of the base, and you get that solid ash tone, which really isn't attractive and aging.
So I think what you've said here, which is really important, is if you decided you're 50% white, you might as well consider going gray, but have a transition plan. I mean, it's going to take several months for your hair to grow out. So have a plan and make sure that you take into consideration the haircut. I mean, what would you advise in terms of a haircut? I mean, what would be the right thing to do?
It's the fact that you want the haircut to be nicely structured. It's got to be a nice sharp line, a nice sharp haircut. If you look at Helen Millen, her hair is quite blonde. She's still got blonde highlights in it. But if you look at Judi Dench, that's a good example. And she's a lot older than 60, but she looks stunning. She's got a lovely sharp little kind of pixie, urchiny, stroke gamine haircut. It's very much about the little haircut. So haircutting, if you've got a bob, it's got to be sharp and precise. So it's got to be a haircut that enhances, because the one thing you don't want, because we don't need to do this in this world today, is look older. So you want to look
nature does great, that for us.
Better. Or I don't think, when somebody says you look 10 years younger, that's great. But really, I don't want to look 10 years younger. I just want to look great for my age. So that's always a good compliment as well, that you're embracing the age you are and you look fabulous. So I think with good guidance from a good hairdresser, the right time to grow grey is a decision you can make together. I've got quite a lot of silver in my hair. I've got a lot of silver under here coming in. But you know what? I still like a bit of blonde highlight. So I think I'm staying a bit blondie at the moment. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. But I think I see some stunning silver haircuts. And then you see some people that have just done it too early and it's salt and peppery, and you think, ooh, can we put some warm in, take away the ash, and it would just lift the skin tone.
Yes. So once you've decided to go gray and you've grown it out, or you're in that transition period, what can you do? Do you have any recommendations for either product or techniques for keeping your hair in good condition? Because gray hair is coarser, isn't it? It just feels, my hair just feels a little bit drier and coarser.
Yeah.
Is that true?
You've got to slightly embrace that coarseness.
Yeah.
Because as you get older, your hair does get thinner.
Yes.
So the coarseness is quite good because it does keep a little bit of the volume in there, but you have to calm that volume down. So it's something that maybe through your youth you never used product, but then you probably didn't even think about serums and skincare either. So it's a good time to use product, something that gives moisture back into the hair. And, actually gives it the shine back. Conditioner is vital. Absolutely vital.
Any suggestions? Any recommendations that you can think of?
Absolutely. I love Joico. It's here. You can see its title, Joico.
Joico.
This is actually they call it Curl Nourished. But I think it's such a great nourishing product. It nourishes right through. It just gives it. You can still blow dry your hair, and when it says curl, but you still get that lovely bounce in your hair. Yeah. Create volume and bounce. And the thing about conditioner is you've got to comb your conditioner through. It's absolutely vital to have your conditioner combed through.
Okay.
Whatever happens. Now the word comb is an interesting word, because in actual fact, I've got a nice little brush here, somewhere along here. There's great brushes like the Tango Teaser and lots of brushes on the market. Kent have got a nice new brush called Oh That's Nice. But for me, it will always be the Denman D3.
It's a brush. And you brush the conditioner.
Brush the conditioner through at the wet stage till your hair feels like a satin princess. So you've smoothed all those cuticles out. They're lovely and smooth. It's dispersed beautifully. Don't need to go so much into the roots. And then rinse very, very well. And this will not split the hair at all. I know it's a brush, so it goes against the word combing, but each one of these filaments has no seam on it. So they can't catch the hair. Whereas a brush that hasn't been, the right way, or even a comb that could maybe catch the hair, will actually damage it more. And the coarseness and the hair, as it's white, is only 2 layers now, so it's slightly more fragile. So it's fragile. So as a lot of people think that avoiding conditioner, I don't want conditioner, it'll make my hair fly, but it'll be too soft. That's wrong. The conditioner will make it more controlled,
stronger,
and less flyaway.
Yeah.
But rinse it well.
So are there any conditioners specifically for grey hair that you can recommend?
There's a few. To be honest, you don't need anything specific over grey hair. There are some things in the market, like Dove have a great range.
Yes,
the
Dove is great.
Pro Age. Now it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous, which is aimed at the mature market.
Right.
And for me, a lot of people are seeing this as a new thing, but I did a range with a large supermarket chain, and I did my first mature range 15 years ago, because as far as I was concerned, people hadn't enhanced the fact that, the word menopause was still not a word used 20 years ago. Nobody talked about it. But now we're out in the open. We're free. We can mention it. Your hair does change, as I just said. Yeah. It's coarser. It's now 2 layers. It needs a different product.
Yes.
It needs a lighter weight conditioner. It needs a shampoo that disperses evenly. It doesn't need thick and thin. So on the high street, I think Dove is a great product. It's affordable. It's an excellent product. But there's so much. I mean, even when it comes to conditioners, if you want a treatment, you've got lovely Philip Kingsley's Elasticizer, which is a stunning product. And what you do with grey hair is you just use less. Wow. And with your shampoo, put your shampoo into a small cup. Just put a couple of, maybe a little bit in a cup. Put warm water into it and stir it around and disperse it through the hair.
Yeah, dilute it.
You're slightly diluting it, and it acts like it's like a kitchen towel for hair. So it absorbs the oil or any dirt or things like that, but it doesn't dehydrate it.
This is really fascinating information. I have never heard this before. Well, we asked women in the community what shampoos they used, and some of the ones they recommended in the States, because we have a lot of women in the States. Duramac was one that came up a lot. I don't know if you're familiar with Jhir, Duramac.
And Joico is a big product in the States.
Joico, I've never heard of it. That's a great recommendation. No, these are very good practical tips. No, this is great. Okay, so I think we've covered gray hair. I think the point is here that it's different. Treat it with respect, and and just embrace it, and just put those other pieces, the haircut, the texture, the skin tone, all into the picture. Any last words, Denise? Have I missed anything?
I just think that finding a great colorist can talk it through with you, and you might come out staying grey. So it's not all about seeing a colorist and changing color.
Yeah.
Don't think when you go to a colorist, you just have to be changing color. You want their advice and expertise on your skin tone and things like that. And if they're a professional, they'll be able to give you that.
And grey can look great on some women. So there's things you can do to make it look even better. So
my mum had beautiful grey hair from age 65 till the day she passed away, age 83. And her hair looked stunning. And it was silver and shiny, like absolutely everything. And she actually she had very curly hair, but she didn't use conditioner. Never, ever, ever. She would wash her hair in anything as long as her conditioner. So if you traveled, she would, when you're not allowed so many bottles and things, as long as she had her own conditioner,
I'm a bit
she
like
could
that.
cope with the rest. Whatever the hotel gave, she would use. But the conditioner was vital. So I think people have this thing about the conditioner will make the hair too soft or too this or too that. Used properly, it's brilliant.
Well, hey, Denise, don't forget she had you as a daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to be a woman's dream come true to have your daughter be someone who knows everything about hair and is so beautiful. So thanks, Denise. Great advice on gray hair. And if you have any questions for Denise, in this article, ladies, put it in the bottom in the comment section, and we'll be in touch with her regularly. And if you have any questions, we'll be sure to ask her them and follow up. Thanks, Denise. Take good care. Thank you again for being here.